didn't cry for the first couple days, and then I was crying so hard I couldn't breathe for like 4 months, and then I would go numb, and then I would cry. And I remember the hardest part about grieving about it is that I was beating myself up for not grieving properly.
Yeah.
And that kept coming up in my head, you saying there's no wrong way to grieve, and it helped me be gentle with myself through the grieving process. So I owe you a thank you for that.
You're welcome. It's funny. I think that, yeah, it's weird. My best friend that I grew up with, that I knew since I was 5 years old, we were inseparable, like my whole entire life. And he passed away maybe like 10 years ago. And he overdosed on drugs. And like we were so super tight. We had ESP. Like we knew each other so well. Our entire lives. We spent our whole lives together. And that one was really tricky because I still don't feel like I've properly it was such like we were so close with each other, and we were such a huge part of each other's lives that then all of a sudden he's gone. And it's weird, like you wait for that release, you wait for everything just to come like all crashing down, or for it just to come pouring out of you. And I guess sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. One really weird thing is that before Kurt died, he overdosed once when we were on tour. And I was actually back at home and he was in Europe. And someone had called me and told me that he had died. And I immediately freaked out and was a total disaster and just crying and losing my mind. And then 5 minutes later, they called and said, actually, he's not dead. So then it was the greatest day of my life because he was okay. But I was just so confused, like emotionally. I was just like, oh my God, what do I even feel right now? 5 minutes ago, I thought that he had died, and now he's alive, and that's so weird. And so, so when he finally did pass away, I just had such crazy emotional confusion that it was really, really strange. And still to this day, I don't even know if I've figured it out. I mean, that was a long time ago, and I've talked about it and thought about it and grieved about it a lot. But yeah, I don't think that there's any sort of like roadmap for it. I think that each person does it in a different way, and it's just okay if you have those periods where you feel shame for not feeling more. And I don't necessarily think you should. I think it just is what it is, and it'll get you eventually.
It's your body way of probably letting you feel only as much as you can take.
Yeah.
I think that my body, I couldn't believe how little I was feeling, but I think it was my body's way of doling the pain out a little bit at a time so that I could survive it.
Yeah.
And no one told me about the anger either. No one told me that rage comes up too. But I did have you kind of a refrain in the back of my head of like, there's no wrong way to do this. There's no wrong way to do this. You can be nuts. You can be a loner. And I also didn't want to talk to anyone. I didn't want to see anyone.
Sure.
And I would have beaten myself up about that. So you kind of stopped me, my inner bully, from tearing myself apart.
Thank you for saying that.
So I owe you another coffee or something.
Well, that was really fun until just now.